What is up, all wrestling fans and YouTube viewers around the world? I'm Josh, and I'm back again with another episode of Shootin' for Real. Today, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite people of all time, business-wise, and people that was like general managers in the WWE. And this man was the most controversial and unpredictable man in WWE, and that man is Eric Bischoff. For those of y'all who are watching this right now, you're probably like, oh, I hate Bischoff. Oh, I love Bischoff. Who is Bischoff? Which is kind of sad. Some hate him, some love him, some don't know who the hell he is. Eric Bischoff was the most unpredictable, controversial general manager in WWE history, as well as the owner / vice president of WCW. Now, for those of you who don't know, Eric Bischoff got his start as an announcer and television promoter for AWA, working with Vern Gagne. He went through a lot of hell working with Vern. He literally starved. He had to take mortgages out on his house to pay for rent and get by working there because he didn't get paid a lot. And back in the day, Vern was very old school and didn't believe in announcing and all that. But basically, he started with Vern and AWA, worked his way up the ladder. And he got into WCW. First year, he was just an announcer and commentator in WCW. And then he came into a booker, then vice president. Because back before WCW before Bischoff took control of WCW, everything was basically going all haywire. They was hiring people left and right to do bookings and being in control and all that shit. Hell, at one point, Flair was the booker. Fucking Bill Watts was the booker. And it kept going back and forth until Bischoff finally took control and was the executive vice president. Now, while he was in WCW, he was the one that wanted to take it straight to Vince McMahon. He's like, we are going to challenge them. And before he took control, they never made a profit. And he's like, I want to turn it around, and I'm going to make a profit of this. And one guy said, if you make a profit, I'll kiss your foot. I'll give you $1 and kiss your foot. And he made that profit. He looked at WWF then and see what they were doing. He said, well, okay, they pre-record their shows every other week. We're going to be live every week. They're going to have cartoonish, outlandish characters. My storylines are going to be reality-based. He took it to Vince. He saw what they were doing, did the complete opposite, or did something better. He knew how to. He had that incredible mind in the business, and he knew what to do, what things to tweak, where to put the lights at for the fans to be seen. He knew where to have the camera set up. He knew how to have the interviews, because he learned from all this stuff. He learned from Vern, and he worked his way up. All this stuff he learned working his way up. He tweaked this, tweaked that, and he knew how to get butts in the seats, and he knew how to get everything taken care of. And when he did that, he made a profit. After that one profit, that turned into ratings. Next thing you know, they was beating WWF in the ratings. And they said, we've got something. Keep going with it. And he was the only one to change the way Vince worked. And I still believe to this day, and people might agree with me, people might not. If it wasn't for Bischoff and WCW challenging WWF and Vince back then, I don't think we would have ever had an Attitude Era. And people probably like, oh, Josh, yeah, they would have changed eventually. Yeah, but it would have been the Attitude Era way. It would have been too little, too late. They would have been out of business by then. Now, after that got shit taken care of, then that's when the friction happened. And many people are wanting to say Eric Bischoff single-handedly ran WCW into the ground and took it out of business. That is not true. There was many other different reasons on why WCW was out of business. There was many people in the business that had creative control of their contracts, namely Hogan. And anytime they wanted to work business, Hogan was like, well, I don't know about that. Well, Hogan, why don't you try this? Well, I've got creative control, so I don't think so. He didn't want to put people over. He didn't want to put Sting over a lot of the time. He didn't want to lose the title this way or that way. And Hogan, numerous times, when Bischoff brought the NWO scenario to Hogan, he turned it down numerous times before he actually agreed to it. So the NWO almost didn't happen. And people always want to say, oh, Eric Bischoff ran WCW in the ground. No. You want to know exactly what happened? Read Bischoff's book. It's a great book. Tells you a lot about how he got to start and what really happened when WCW went out of business. Talks about everything from AWA to WWE and then some. It's a great book, not that expensive. Go out and buy it at your local bookstore, flea market, whatever you got. It will tell you the truth. And after WCW went out of business, went on to WWE. And when he went on to WWE, nobody at all was expecting it. He was in his limo waiting, having a drink. Stephanie comes out, opens the door. Nervous? Excited, he said. I'm ready for it. She's like, alright, let's go. And Vince was on the stage making the announcement, and his exact words were, "You know, it takes a real son of a bitch to be successful in this business. So from one son of a bitch to another, I give you your new general manager. His name is Eric Bischoff." The crowd went dead silent. King's on the announce table like, "You gotta be kidding me. I would sit in the same announce booth as Vince when he would wish death on this man." And Jerry's like, "Good God almighty." The fans went ballistic. The crowd didn't know what to think. The guys in the back was open-jawed. They didn't know what was going on. Bischoff got the mic, went down to the ring, said, "You know, I was the only person who had the balls to take it right to Vince McMahon. I did business the way I did, and it forced him to change the way he worked so he could keep up with me." 82 straight weeks they beat them in the ratings. 82 straight weeks. And now that I'm back here in the WWE, I'm here to put the E in WWE, meaning entertainment. And damn sure he sure did that and then some. Some of the most unpredictable, great moments and controversial things that happened in WWE was because of Bischoff. He created the Elimination Chamber match. Survivor Series 2002. First Elimination Chamber match. Triple H, Goldberg, Jericho, Kane, Booker T, and RVD. And Shawn Michaels. Excuse me. Shawn Michaels won that one. He created that match. Raw Roulette. Great concept. Spin the wheel. Choose your match. I love that. Absolutely love that. We haven't had that in years. And they basically used it as a gimmick thing for when they was in Las Vegas or a gambling city. But it was great. Spin the wheel. Get your match. Lumberjack match. Strap on a pole. Bra and panties match. First blood match. Cage match. You didn't know what the hell was going to happen. Strange Bedfellows. For y'all don't know that, it's tag teams that have never paired up and never will ever again. It was incredible. It was great. I hope they bring that back again sometime soon. But, like I said, Eric Bischoff was one of the most controversial guys. The best GM and controversial GM of all time, in my opinion. He was unpredictable, controversial, and you didn't know what the hell he was going to do next. You was tuning in every week to find out what was going to happen, and that's what made the ratings so damn good. You tune in every week to see if he was going to get his ass kicked, if he was going to get fired, if he was going to, what the hell match he was going to book, or what. Something else he brought to the table, which was very controversial, HLA. Hot lesbian action. Now you're probably looking at me right now saying, what? Yeah. Basically you'll have two girls come to the ring, make out a little bit, take their shirts off, make out on their bras, and then about that time somebody interrupted it. Didn't last that long. Still controversial though. Didn't expect it. Gotta keep track of my time here. But like I said, controversial, greatest GM of all time. Hope we see him again down the road soon, because I would love to see him have another run. And like I said, if you haven't gotten his book or read it, go get it. Controversy creates cash, and damn sure it does. Go buy it, read it, let me know what you think of it, and we'll talk about it. Bottom line, Bischoff was one of the greatest GMs of all time, and I hope we see him again someday. Alright guys, I'm out of time for today. Tune in another time and I'll put some more videos up. You got any questions, comments, concerns, post them below or on Twitter. If you want me to talk about something, I'll talk about it. Follow me on Twitter at FutureIsZiggler. Got anything you want to talk about? I'll shoot on it. Alright guys, this is Josh, and you've been shot for real. Later.